Dear lover girl, I've been wanting to tell you something for a very long time. Not because you're weak, not because you've done anything wrong, but because I know your heart. I know how deeply you love. I know how easily you believe in people. I know how your heart still races every time you imagine what love could feel like. You've been dreaming about it for as long as you can remember. Not just the wedding, not just the dress, not just the flowers. You dreamed of being chosen, of being someone's safe place, someone's answered prayer. You imagine a love so gentle that it would feel like coming home. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. Love is a beautiful thing to hope for. The problem begins when hope becomes desperation. When the dream becomes louder than your intuition, when you start falling in love with the future you've imagined instead of the person standing in front of you. So when he came into your life, you ignored the little turns, the late replies, the inconsistency, the way your heart always felt anxious instead of peaceful. You called it patience. You called it understanding. You called it giving people grace. But deep down, you were simply afraid that if this didn't work, maybe nothing else ever would. Then another person came. He wasn't cruel. He simply loved the version of you that wasn't really you. He liked you as long as you laughed a little softer, as long as you didn't talk too much, as long as your dreams didn't outgrow his comfort, as long as you became smaller so he could feel bigger. And little by little, you started disappearing. You apologized for things that needed no apology. You questioned your own opinions. You stopped wearing the clothes that made you feel beautiful. You became careful with your laughter, careful with your voice, careful with your ambitions, careful with your existence. Because somewhere along the journey, you started believing that love had to be earned. That if you were prettier, he would stay. If you lost a little weight, he would choose you. If you became less emotional, he would understand you. If you sacrificed just one more piece of yourself, everything would finally work. But here's what no one tells lover girls. Love that requires you to disappear isn't love, it's performance. And performance always ends. One evening, after another disappointment, after another conversation where you found yourself begging to be understood, you looked in the mirror. For a moment, you didn't recognize the woman looking back at you. Not because she wasn't beautiful, but because she looked tired. Tired of proving herself. Tired of chasing people who were never running towards her. Tired of confusing attention with affection. Tired of believing that being chosen was more important than being valued. That night, you asked yourself a question that changed everything. If I have to become someone else just to be loved, who exactly is receiving that love? The silence answered you. So you stopped chasing, not because you stopped believing in love, but because you started believing in yourself. You began taking yourself out. You laughed with old friends. You picked up hobbies you had abandoned. You rested. You prayed. You healed. Some days were easy, some days weren't. There were moments you almost texted people who had already shown you they couldn't love you the way you deserved. But healing has a quiet way of teaching you patience. Slowly, you remembered who you were before you started shrinking. The woman who laughed loudly, who dreamed fearlessly, who loved deeply. You didn't apologize for taking up space, and something beautiful happened. You realized your life had not been on hold, it had been waiting for you to return to it. Then one day, love arrived again. Not with fireworks, not with confusion, not with sleepless nights wondering where you stood. It arrived with consistency, with kindness, with peace, with conversations that didn't leave you questioning your worth, with someone who listened without trying to change you, someone who admired your mind as much as your smile, someone who celebrated your dreams instead of competing with them, someone who loved your strengths and never used your vulnerabilities against you. For the first time, you didn't feel the need to perform. You didn't feel the need to earn affection. You simply felt safe. And maybe that's what love was supposed to feel like all along. Not exhausting, not confusing, not conditional, just safe. So, dear lover girl, keep believing in love. Please don't become bitter because someone failed to love you well. But while you're waiting, please don't abandon yourself. Build the life you've been postponing. Laugh without permission, dream without apology, wear the dress, take the trip, start that business, read that book, call your family, dance in your room, celebrate your own milestones because your life is happening now, not after someone chooses you. And when love finally finds you, let it meet the version of you that never had to become smaller just to fit inside someone else's idea of enough. You deserve a love that feels like peace, a love that celebrates your voice, a love that respects your boundaries, a love that makes room for all the beautiful pieces that makes you, you. Until then, choose yourself again and again and again, because the longest relationship you ever have is the one you have with yourself. With love, someone who finally learned that the right love doesn't ask you to disappear. It simply gives you more reasons to shine.